If seeing too many finished pages leaves you feeling more overwhelmed than inspired, then this might be what you actually need. I'm following textures, colors, mood, and I'm letting them help me out with my next journal page. So come along with me. Welcome. I'm Ingrid Carlson, and I am so glad that you're here with me today. I hope that this video inspires you and it ignites a passion to go explore. A lot of times when I need a little inspiration, I head over to my local library. And I usually start off at the gardening section first because God is our original artist and every flower has his fingerprint on it. Every single brushstroke of every petal, every little detail from the stems to the beautiful greens in the leaves and the way that the colors shift into one another, they are small masterpieces that are placed here for us to enjoy. Sometimes I stop and take quick notes. Other times I just sit with the books and look through them, letting them stew quietly in the back of my mind and giving me inspiration. It's almost like a charging dock. And as I'm flipping through the pages, I'm noticing the beautiful fonts, the different layouts, and it's recharging my creative spirit. The next place I like to look is the decor section. I love decor. I love looking at old houses, new houses, all types of houses, and seeing different architecture and colors. They inspire me so much. These pages are like little mini mood boards, and I didn't even have to make them. I see a room and I don't think I want that chair. Well, sometimes I think that, but I think about the colors and the textures and the backgrounds. How could I recreate this feeling with paper? I look through these beautiful rooms and think of them as pattern papers or backgrounds, and then I look at all the details as maybe my clusters. There's so much inspiration to be found inside of books, and just because it's not a book necessarily that is about junk journaling or whatever it is you're looking for, don't dismiss it as a place to get really good inspiration. And all the different decorating styles definitely emulate different styles in journaling. There's times where I want to be a maximalist and add all of the ephemera, all of the coordinating colors, all the contrasting colors. Give me all of it. And then there's times like with this book where I want something that is more simple and stately, and that just one little image on a white or solid background packs a punch. It's probably no surprise to any of you, especially if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, that the next section is the art section. I just love art. I love colors. I love when something is created with someone's hands. I believe that we were created to create. I believe that there's a reason that Jesus was a carpenter that made things with his hands. I just love looking through the pages of different creators, different artists, and seeing the brushstrokes, the beauty of the colors, the compositions. It just inspires me so much. As I flip through the pages, I take notice of the open skies, the dusty roads, the way the light stretches across the scene. It makes me think in palette terms of ochres, blues, creams, and more than that, it helps me to slow down. These images feel lived in, like memories, and that is what I want to create in my journals. I even take inspiration from the text, from the different fonts, from the beautiful compositions, the colors, the stories that are being told. I want to tell stories like that too. This book is full of styled spaces and beautiful little corners, rooms that are filled with objects that feel like they're carefully chosen, maybe a little imperfect, but in the best way. I look at the way that things are arranged, the layers that they're in, the old and the new, and think, how could this translate on my page? Not that I'm copying it exact, because obviously I can't put a table or a lamp on my page, but I'm trying to capture the sense of balance and intimacy that I can see here. There's two things that I love. I love driving past a beautiful home and the lights might be on and I can see glimpses of the kitchen or of decorating. I think that that's just so beautiful to be able to have a little peek inside. And the other is being able to see someone's sketchbook, see their drawings, their just raw emotions on a page. This is one of my favorite books for looking at that. It's not the polished work, but it's like the in-between thoughts, the scribbles, the textures. It's that forming of an idea, the forming of something that can be great. And it reminds me of the process of with journals of what I try to tell you guys, that it's not about the end result, but it's having fun in the play. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." And maybe that's the point. It's not to rush the inspiration, but it's to trust that it comes when it's meant to. And it's to delight in the beauty that is all around us. I seem to always leave with more books than I even have time to read. But more than that, I leave with a heart that is full, that's full of love and inspiration, that's stirred by colors and light and feelings and ideas that are quietly waiting to be found. The first couple pages that I'm going to do are inspired by that French interiors book with the minimalism and having maybe like a painting on a beautiful white plaster wall. And that's all it needs to be. Handwritten notes are also one of my favorites on a page. I love seeing different types of handwritings. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes you guys tell me that you love my handwriting, and there's times where I like it, but a lot of times where I don't. But I'm going to tell you, don't let that hold you back. Make it messy. Make it intentional. Make it you. It's a part of your story that deserves to be told. And remember today, friend, that you are thoughtful. You are beautifully made. The timing of your creativity, it's not late. It's unfolding, and it's perfect. In this page, I'm combining a little bit of the maximalism from the first decor book with some of that French decor of keeping it simple. I love this edge of this like torn layers of paper that you could see in notes that were sitting in an attic in a box that had been long forgotten. And I love combining the two elements, something that is very rustic and has a lot of texture with something that is very simple. And just like the words on this page say, I'm going to encourage you to let go and grow. Stop holding back, because your art is beautiful. It's a part of you. And when you hold back, the world will never see what you had to create. And that would be such a shame. And just like I said earlier, although I can't put a lamp on my journal page, I can take some of the elements that I find in the decorating books and use them. For example, to add that industrial touch of metal, I'm going to add some staples here. And even though it's not the same thing, it still evokes the same type of feeling. And the last page is going to be inspired by the text on the pages. I'm going to leave a little note here about my reminiscing of what I love about the sea and about Florida. And it's telling my story. It's memorializing it in these pages so that in a couple years I can look back and remember what was happening, remember how I felt, and then I have this to give to my kids and hopefully their kids one day. I hope this video has inspired you to create something today because you are wonderfully made. You are loved so deeply. And I hope you remember that. I hope you remember that your story is worth being told, and it's a disservice not to create something with your hands and to leave your legacy behind. I thank you so much for being here, for spending this time with me, for all of your love and support. It would not be the same without you, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. I thank you again so much. Until next time, love you. Bye.